Welcome to last week's Water Week, which we do this week called Water Week. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, everyone. So we're doing 6th to the 12th of July, and this is the name, this is the email address, this is the Telegram channel where you'll find all the documents, updates on the classes coming up, any important news that I think you should know, and everything else. And of course, this is the MG Narega code. Okay, now let's start and let's get down to business. This is going to be a fairly intense class. This is going to be a very, very data centric class. So I would request you to not break the flow of the class, and as much as possible refrain from commenting in the comment box, because I will always have a look at those, and when I do, that obviously breaks the flow of the class. If you have any questions, please put them in the question box and I will answer them as and when I get time. Okay, all right, lovely. So let's start. The two things that I think we really need to do properly, given the paucity of time, is mental health and food security reforms. Both of them have been in the news in varying capacities. With respect to mental health, this has been a larger issue with respect to a leading Bollywood celebrity, um, as per the police taking his life. And on the food security issue, there have been several editorials talking about how uh, we need to increase the amount of food we give to the people who can't afford it, and at the same time, increase the general amount of food in the first place. And we'll cover both of them in as much detail as I can. And I give you my word, towards the end of it all, you will not need anything more than what we've discussed in the class today with respect to mental health as well as food security. Okay, so we'll look at two primary agendas: mental health and food security. Is the voice okay? Can you all hear me clearly? Somebody was saying that the voice was not okay. The voice is okay. All right, lovely. Let's start. Mental health. And I will use the same sectoral structure that I've discussed with you before: equity, access, excellence, to solve mental care. Let's look at the utility of it. You may get a dedicated essay. You may write about mental health care on a larger issue on health and well being. You would also link it to education or other social essays. You may get a dedicated mains question in paper 2 on mental health, and you will get factoids in the prelims with respect to laws, institutions, and schemes if they have been in the news, or if they're important, or if there's something major that has happened with respect to mental health. Which means mental health becomes a topic which has to be covered for both pre and the mains. And our formula is very simple: if something is important for both pre and the mains, then we must make a consolidated note on it, so that we know exactly what to read for the pre and we know exactly what to read for the mains. This is clear? Good. So let's do this. So the idea, the objective behind doing this, and I've gone into a lot of detail with this, is because everything, whether it's an essay or a GS paper 2 question or prelims, should be here in the slides that I give you as an outcome of today's class. That's the objective. We divide it into multiple elements. First, introduction. Now, I'd give you a few anecdotes also, actually, two stories, which you can use to start your essay with. The concept of the double burden of diseases, which can be used as an introductory concept in essay or GS2. Some very important data points that you can start your essay with or your GS2 answer. Then a historical context. How has mental health care policy evolved in the country? You could use this as an extension to your introduction, either in an essay or GS2. And then we follow the same simple, beautiful sectoral structure: equity, access, excellence. Equity means gender, location, affordability. Access means caste and religion. In this case, religion would not necessarily be directly applicable. And in excellence, How can the doctors become better, what can the government do, and how can we use technology to help or aid in better mental health care policy. Are you able to see a bird's eye view in the first place? Yes, yes or no? Yes, good. Now let's start. If you remember, and I'll take a minute to explain this to you. There are four kinds of questions which are asked in healthcare. One, something to do with specific diseases. Second, something to do with a general health policy, but not diseases. Third, money. And fourth, laws slash regulation. Each of these four kinds of health questions will always have very specific kind of introductions. Specific diseases will have a very specific introduction on the double burden of diseases. Hmm? Which basically means India has both communicable and non communicable forms of diseases, which means that there is going to be a division of focus from the government on communicable as well as non communicable. We've now come to realize that more people are affected with non communicable diseases, so we slightly prioritize non communicable diseases. And to be very clear, mental health care comes under the larger umbrella of non communicable diseases. Clear? The second is the general health policy. The general health policy is about any issue in healthcare which is not specific to a disease. Clear on this? Do we understand this? Yes. Here you would largely talk about how we focus more on curative healthcare as opposed to preventive healthcare. We look at health as a disaster management principle. As much as we have to fight disasters when they happen, we also have to prevent disasters from happening in the first place. This exactly. So, this is the second principle. Third, money. The Indian citizen or the Indian spends way too much out of his or her pocket, and the government spends way too less. This is the irony of healthcare in a socialist setup such as India. So, what you need to do is the government needs to spend more, and people need to spend less. And fourth, health is in the state list, which means the real action, the real power, the real change capacity when it comes to health happens at the helm of the states. So, whenever you get a health question, first figure out which out of the following four is it. If it is specific diseases, which in this case it is because mental health care is a specific disease, automatically your channels should go up. This is a double burden of disease problem. Okay, so India has a double burden of diseases, both communicable and non communicable diseases, right? And India has to focus more on non communicable diseases because they cause more illness and they cause a loss of good life, right? So, mental health is a kind of disease and therefore double burden of diseases apply. It comes under the non communicable diseases category. Through data, we will understand that the instances are increasing at an alarming pace. Third, it contributes to something called DALY. Now, DALY is something I have taught previously also. It is disability adjusted life years. This means the number of years you will not lead a healthy life because of a disease. This could be a communicable disease, this could be a non communicable disease, or it could be a disease because of an injury. This is how we figure out that people are most sick because of non communicable diseases, then communicable diseases, and then injury related diseases. Clear? So, disability adjusted life years is nothing but the loss of healthy life or loss of healthy years because of a health concern. Okay? Because of a health concern. Okay? Clear on this? Right? Okay. One second. Is there a lag, guys? Is there a lag? Is there a lag? No. Good. And the best way and the simplest way, as a standard way, is mental health care is directly mentioned in Sustainable Development Goals. I don't need you to know the exact goals. As long as you can just write that mental health care is a part of Sustainable Development Goals, that's more than enough. I don't need you to memorize it. I don't need you to go it verbatim in that kind of fashion. And this is enough. So this is goal number 3 if you want to know. Okay, and this is more than enough. Okay, understood this? So this is your introduction. Clear on this? Understood this? Simple. This is one way to go about it. Now look at the second way. I'm going to give you anecdotes, and I wanted to teach you what a good anecdote is. Okay, a good anecdote is, now this is very important. Just listen to what I'm saying. Don't write anything. Just listen. I'm just going to read the slide out. In the village of Manamathi, about 60 kilometers of Chennai, a 32-year-old woman used her light pink sari to wipe her eyes as she completed the long hour bus journey from her rural home in Arungundam. Her eyes had become so sore from crying that her eyesight was now incredibly weak. She had been depressed for several years and had arrived for treatment at a monthly clinic run by a local mental health care organization called the Banyan. The woman lives with her husband and brother, both of whom have severe intellectual disabilities, and neither of them can work. So she survives on donations, she survives on ration, she survives on a lot of those menial job kind of benefits. Being stuck at home and inside a cycle of poverty from where there seemed no escape had deepened her depression. Her monthly visits to Banyan, however, offered her a silver ray of hope. She had been visiting for 3 years, and ever since, a local community health officer for the organization suggested she can seek help there. Do you see what I did? I explained poverty, the role of local healthcare, the impact on it, and the larger connotations of healthcare in just 5 lines. This is how you write a good anecdote for an essay. Do we understand this? Clear on this? समझ में आया? Understood? Very good. Give you another example. A 30-year-old woman at the Banyans Group home in Kovalam, a fishing village near Chennai, knows all this too well. The former teacher was diagnosed with a, remember this, the former teacher was diagnosed with a bipolar affective disorder in October 2018, soon after entering an arranged marriage with a man from a nearby village. 3 days after her wedding, she told me she walked in on her husband having an intimate affair with a brother's wife. Devastated, she begged him to move out of the joint family with her. He refused and viciously beat her before taking to a temple and having her cleansed of the spirit he claimed possessed and dropped her off at the parents' house. Her family did not want her back. Clear? Do you understand what this was? This was inacceptance of society. This was the stigma around mental care. And this was to showcase the sheer lack of awareness for mental health care issues. Do we understand this? Yes, you can use both of these in your actual essays. And yes, these are true stories. समझ में आया? Clear? To the point. And this will add a lot of sensitization to your essay. Okay, understood this. Clear? I've mentioned the name of the organization for those of you who are asking the source. Just Google the organization, you will find it. A beautiful Caravan magazine article actually spoke about this. If you want, I will link it towards the end of the class. Okay, now data points. Let's cut to the chase. Let's get back to why we are here. Data points international and data points local. Okay, and please don't worry about technical details. Stop asking questions in the comment box. You can change the name, you can write it in a village, no problem. You can start your essay directly with this, no problem. Second way to introduce data points for introduction and using these points eventually in your answers as well. One, India has the highest number of people with depression in the world and the second highest number of people with anxiety. This is WHO's report of 2017. Mental health care is about 1.3% of the total government expenditure. Third, the age adjusted suicide rate per 1 lakh people in India is 21. It is one of the highest in the region. By 2030, the mental health crisis is going to cost India $1 trillion in lost productivity. Said who? The WHO. The mental health workforce in India per 1 lakh people include zero point 0.3 psychiatrists, 0.12 nurses, zero point 0.7 psychologists, and zero point 0.07 workers. Clear on this? This is again by the WHO. In fact, India doesn't even have 4,000 psychiatrists. In a country of 1.2 billion people, we do not even have 4,000 psychiatrists. Clear on this? Okay. And depression would be the second leading cause of disability worldwide. This is by the Global Burden of Disease Report 2017, which is used by the WHO, which is also used by the Indian government on making policy. समझ में आया? So when you throw these kind of data with you, okay, this explains to you that essentially there is a massive healthcare crisis. Understood? Yes. Now look at data in India. The last time we came up with proper data in India was the National Mental Health Survey 2015 and 2016. This mental health survey was conducted by the Health Ministry and NIMHANS, the National Institute of Mental Health and Neurological Sciences, Bangalore. And they said 1 out of 20 people in India suffer from depression. Depression is higher in females and those living in urban metros, and you have less than 4,000 mental health care doctors. Clear? This is India. And what you must also understand is that a mental disorder is not just depression, anxiety, bipolar, or any of those things. A mental health disorder includes anything, literally anything, which causes your health or well being to be affected. For example, one of the leading mental health causes in the country are tobacco and tobacco related disorders, because dependency to tobacco is a mental health disorder. By the way, substance abuse is a mental health disorder. Clear on this? Yes? Clear? So you must at the very outset, you must clearly say this, that mental health goes beyond the commonly understood notions. It also extends to tobacco, substance abuse, and other forms. Clear? Good. समझ में आया? All right. Now quickly, this is largely for your essay, and this will add a lot of brownie points to your essay. A quick historical timeline. For GS, even if you know this much is enough for your paper 2, but for your essay, it would be nice if you could draw a full picture. The The story to mental health care actually started in 1982, where we came up with something called the National Mental Health Care Program for the very first time. Okay? It was aimed to set up specialized hospitals, integrate mental health into the overall public health system. Clear? The National Mental Health Care Program was to set up special mental health care hospitals and add mental health care as a component to everything health related that the government does. And I don't need you to know anything more than this. In 1987, the Mental Health Care Act replaced the archaic Indian Lunacy Act of 1912. This was a British law, and this law essentially spoke about custodial care, that people who are mentally unwell should be given custody, should be given a defined place, and they should be protected. The people should be protected from those who have mental health care problems. Do you see the problem here? You're causing mental health, you're calling mental health as something which has to be kept away from society. This law was what created stigma. That as per the Indian Lunacy Act of 1912, people who have mental health care problems should be kept away from society as a whole. Okay? In 1996, this is where it truly changed. The National Mental Health Care Program was extended to the district level, where we wanted at least OPD services and a 10-bed inpatient services in all of 630 districts by 2025. Now, of course, today the number of districts has increased because newer states have been carved out, but back in the day, we had 630. Clear? The reality is, this program was severely underfunded. As you know, we barely spent 1.3% of our GDP on the same, and it was inadequate to even cover half of the districts in the country, which means not even 300 districts as of today have mental health care abilities. Clear? Yes? Okay. 1.3% of the total health budget. That's what I said. Okay. In case I said it otherwise, sorry. Now, something very important happened in 2007. In 2007, India ratified the UN Convention on Rights of People with Disabilities. Okay, ratified the UN Convention on Rights of People with Disabilities. And boys and girls, what do you know about something where it's ratified? That it creates a legal obligation. A country has to come back and a country has to make changes because the country voluntarily has taken an obligation. And I will prove this to you. This is from the Gazette of India, the official text of the Mental Health Care Act. See what's written in the very first line. The Convention on Rights of People with Disabilities and its optional protocol was adopted in 2006 and in UN headquarters in New York and came into force in 2008. This is irrelevant for you. Whereas India has signed and ratified the convention on the first day of October 2007. ये देखा? And now see, it is necessary to align and harmonize the existing laws with the said convention. Are you able to see this? Do you understand this? Yes, this is how it actually works. Fascinating, isn't it? Fascinating to see an international document being converted into domestic policy. Clear? All right. Then in 2014, India had its first ever mental health care policy. Otherwise, what we used to do was the mental health care policy used to be aligned with the national health policy. But it is high time we needed a dedicated one, and we got it. And then in 2017, we passed a landmark Mental Health Care Act, which seeks to revolutionize it. Clear? Understood this? Yes. Yes. This is your historical structure. National Mental Health Care Program, Mental Health Care Act, National Mental Health Care Program to district, UN Convention ratified, India's first ever mental health care policy, India's Mental Health Care Act of 2017. Clear on this? Understood? Good. Now, let's start with equity and gender. The problem is issues of survival for land, for work, for wages, issues like sexual and family violence, harassment and discrimination in places of work and working conditions, inequities in services like education and healthcare are few of the examples of the interventions and initiatives of the women's movement. This is where the problem lies. Women face far more discrimination than men do, and because women face more discrimination than men, what happens is their tendency to feel mentally unwell is also higher than men. Clear on this? When women face more discrimination than men, women will obviously end up feeling more mentally unwell than men. The National Mental Health Care Survey, you don't need to know the exact figures, clearly says that females are at a higher risk of mental health care problems than men, and females have more mental health care problems than men. The simplest solution to this is going to the locals, going to the districts. Remember that first incident that I told you about the anecdote? It was the local healthcare worker who informed that lady to go to a mental health care center, right? Basic training and sensitization to your local ashas, your accredited social health activists or community health workers who will ensure that at least you have somebody to be heard, you have somebody to talk to, and there is some amount of formal addressal in the first place. Clear? You can add more, but for an essay, this is more than enough. You will not write this in the GS part of it. This is likely and most importantly be asked in the essay. So one para is more than enough. Okay. Then location. The problem with location is urban residents have a higher risk due to isolated lifestyles. Do we not? We live in isolated flats, we live in isolated places, we live in big high rise buildings, we don't talk to our neighbors, we stay away from our families. And what happens because of this is we lead a very, very isolated lifestyle. Our life revolves around what? A nuclearization of the family idea. We look forward to the next release on Amazon and Netflix, but we don't know what's happening in our neighbor's life. Yes, that's the issue. And of course, urban is I'm completely fine, don't worry. Apart from the tobacco related this thing, I'm otherwise fine, right? So okay, so the urban residents have a higher due to isolated lifestyles. Okay, all right. And second, of course, is the gap in primary healthcare. What happens is more primary healthcare centers are not equipped to handle this properly. Okay. The data again from NMSHS says that urban India is at a higher risk. A simple policy based solution: integrate mental health as a very dedicated element of the National Urban Health Mission. Make it a priority. Add mission mode to this. Okay. You can also talk about let us say uh, social action groups. How you have Alcoholics Anonymous groups? Heard of these? Narcotics Anonymous groups? Yes. Clear on this? Understood this? Yes. Lovely. Good to see all of you guys also here. Really. Chal. Next, equity and affordability. The problem is mental health care costs money, and money is a major issue for the people who really need it. The worst case scenario, in fact, the most minimum scenario, is 1000 rupees to 1500 rupees on average for a family per month to treat mental illness. Now, this might not seem a lot to you, but for the people who are right at the line, right at the brink, this is a lot of money. And therefore, a lot of people don't even get it treated. And what is the solution for this? The solution is the economic protection or allowances for the mentally ill. Give them some benefits. People with minor mental health care disorders could be merged with skill development programs. Special skills, special jobs can be created. And you should incentivize CSR funding in mental health care. Clear on this? Simple
It's
enough?
1 o'clock.
Yes, simple enough. This is very, very important. Clear on this? Yes. Good. Absolutely. Add an Ayushman Bharat is one. Yes. ठीक है. Now come to medical professionals. And there are a ton of problems. First, the medical subject called psychiatry, and you must understand there's a difference between a psychiatrist and there's a difference between a psychologist. A psychiatrist is somebody who has a medical degree, who's going to prescribe medication for the specific problem. A psychologist is somebody who's going to work with you in a non medical way to solve your problem. A very good psychologist will never tell you the solution, will work with you to get you to the solution. And that's the difference. That's how you figure out whether a good psychologist is a good psychologist or not. And that's a very important point. A psychiatrist will tell you, okay, take the antidepressant meds. A psychologist will figure out why you are depressed, where is the problem, and where do you think that problem solution lies, and will work with you to get there. Clear on this? Do we understand this? Yes. And the medical subject called psychiatry, and this is true, is only 1.4% of the total lecture hours and a 2 week internship in medical school. Do you understand this? मतलब पूरे के पूरे में 2% भी नहीं है. Understood? And in India, healthcare providers involved in mental health care are not informed of the objectives of the various state programs and believe that these programs are just to spread awareness. This is the second issue. सबको लगता है कि बस लोगों को बताना है इसके बारे में. नहीं. A mental health care worker becomes your first point of contact. Yes, in first point of contact with somebody in that grassroots part of the country who may be mentally ill. You have to talk to them in a very, very minor, non expertized capacity. The data is we don't even have 4,000 medical doctors specializing in mental health. मतलब 4,000 psychiatrists नहीं है इस पूरे देश में. 4,000. Clear on this? And what are the solutions? Incentives. इंसेंटिवाइज पीपल कि अच्छा तुमने अगर साइकियाट्री में स्पेशलाइजेशन करना है so we'll give you a scholarship, we'll probably give you a reduction in the fees, we'll probably give you a stipend for that matter. Give the same way we need to give incentives to doctors to work in rural areas, we need to give incentives to psychiatrists to also work in rural areas. Clear on this? Understood? And then you have to shift care away from institutions to community care because institutions are not accessible, and that is why you need it. Third, you need to educate the public about accepting doctors. And I'm going to take 30 seconds and talk to you about this. The problem with us, I think, as a whole, as a larger ecosystem here is we often think that doctors कि वो जो साइकियाट्रिस्ट है वो डॉक्टर नहीं है, वो कुछ ऐसे क्या बोलते हैं कि डेंटिस्ट डॉक्टर नहीं. भाई डेंटिस्ट भी डॉक्टर है, साइकियाट्रिस्ट भी डॉक्टर है. एंड यू मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड दैट दीज आर very very serious medical professions, and you can just imagine the toll it will take on the psychiatrist when you deal with mental health issues on a daily basis, right? Increase and improve the training of mental health professionals, have specific capsule courses, and this is very very important, support more research in mental health. सबको टीबी पैसे देने हैं, कैंसर में पैसे देने हैं, एड्स में पैसे देने हैं, लेकिन मेंटल हेल्थ में नहीं देता है कोई. Because mental health does not have that marketing value, it does not have that goodwill generation value. ये गलत बात है. You have to support all of it, support good research. You really have to, because mental health is incapacitated without the research. ठीक है, good. Next, government policy. हमने क्या लाया? Mental Health Care Act. The right to access affordable quality mental health care and treatment from services run or funded by the government. Also, the right to equality of treatment, protection from inhuman and degrading treatment. The most important part of this is advanced directive. A mentally ill person shall have the right to make an advance directive stating how he wants to be treated for the illness during a mental health situation. Of course, if the person is not in the right frame of mind, then of course it doesn't apply. But let's say tomorrow, let us say, um, because of reading the Hindu newspaper for so many years together, I have a mental breakdown. So I'm going to say this clearly, that if I have a mental breakdown, then at the same time, please treat me like that, which means get me chocolate, get me food, yeah, among other things. Okay, all right. Then creating a central and state mental authority. These are administrative bodies required to register and supervise and maintain a register of all medical establishments, develop quality and service provision norms for such establishments, maintain a register of mental health care professionals, train law enforcement officials and mental health care professionals, receive complaints about deficiencies in provision of services, and advise government on mental health matters. This is like setting up a dedicated authority which administers mental health. Okay, clear on this? Like a semi regulator. Yes, smoking is a mental health problem, it is a tobacco dependence disorder, I know. Setting up mental health care establishments, which has to be registered. Every medical establishment has to be registered with the authority. ऐसे हवा में नहीं चला सकते. Do we understand this? Second, mental health review commission and board. This mental health review commission and board would be a quasi judicial body that will periodically review the use and procedures for making advanced directives and advise the government on protection of the rights of the mentally ill. And then decriminalizing suicide and prohibiting electroconvulsive therapy. We've discussed this before also. Attempting suicide is no longer a crime. If somebody tries to attempt suicide and is not successful, the person will not be charged with attempt to suicide. Instead, would be referred to a mental health care practitioners to ensure that adequate counseling is given. Clear? And it specifically prohibits इलेक्ट्रोकन्वल्सिव थेरेपी. इलेक्ट्रोकन्वल्सिव थेरेपी समझ में आता है? शॉक 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 शॉक. देखा है हिंदी फिल्मों में कि वो एक तो दे यूज वेरी बैड वर्ड्स, जैसे कि पागल है, पागल को शॉक दे रहे हैं, और ऐसे मुंह में व्हाइट टावला के वो ऐसे ऐसे कर रहे हैं. जस्ट इमेजिन हाउ डिसगस्टिंग दैट इज, हाउ रिपल्सिव दैट इज. हाँ, there's a अजय देवगन मूवी आल्सो. या या करेक्ट. ठीक है, अंडरस्टूड, गुड. एंड लास्ट पार्ट, पॉलिसी सजेशंस. क्या क्या कर सकते हैं? The National Mental Health Care Program needs to be restructured and financed. This is a solution. Mental health care should be integrated with programs of the non-communicable disease prevention and control, child health, adolescent health, elderly health, and other national disease control programs. Existing platforms of education institutions and workplaces should be strengthened to include the mental health agenda. Technology-based applications for near to home based care, आजकल कर रहे हैं ना लोग जूम पे calls. A national mental health literacy plan, right? And prioritized mental health questions should be included in ongoing national surveys. तुम सेंसस करने जाते हो, नेशनल फैमिली हेल्थ सर्वे करने जाते हो, नेशनल सैंपल सर्वे करने जाते हो, पूछो उनसे, do you think you sir, because we don't have accurate data, correct? And set up a national commission on mental health, which will be your like an NHRC but for mental health care people. You can add more if you like. समझ में आया? Clear? Understood this? Good. अब देखो, go back to this. Done, 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 and done. Clear? Yes. समझ में आया? Now do you understand? प्री कवर, मेंस कवर, एसे कवर, सब एक जगह हो गया. मेंटल हेल्थ अब कुछ भी न्यूज में आएगा ऐड कर देंगे. क्लियर? वेरी गुड, अमेजिंग, गुड. समझ में आया ना? ठीक. चल, नाउ लेट्स मूव टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट. ऐसे करना है बेटा पढ़ाई. दैट इज द होल पॉइंट ऑफ वाटर वीक. सॉल्यूशंस आर योर कंक्लूजन बेटा. ठीक है, चल अब चलते हैं फूड सिक्योरिटी. नाउ This is going to get slightly technical, so I need you to just let me finish. I will explain all the concepts eventually. Hmm? Okay, let's start. Part of your syllabus in GS3, the utility, also gets used in issues relating to minimum support prices, gets linked to public distribution systems, objectives, functioning, limitations, and revamping, also covers issues of buffer stocks and food security, and some minor linkage with GS paper 2 issues relating to poverty and hunger. समझ में आया? So food security is one of the most diversely related topics in the UPSC syllabus. अब इसको हम देखते हैं हम करेंगे कैसे इसको. ठीक है? Sources, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. Economic Survey 2020, please see Volume 1, Chapter 4, Volume 2, Chapter 7. And I've enclosed the link of the Shanta Kumar Committee summary. इतना कर लोगे पूरा का पूरा फूड सिक्योरिटी यहाँ पे अच्छे से दिया हुआ है. In addition to this, if you want, you can always look at India at 75. इसमें पूरा का पूरा फूड सिक्योरिटी कवर हो जाएगा. ठीक है? Remember this, in economy, it is concerned with agricultural pricing policy. In general studies, questions may be asked with respect to poverty in nutrition, agriculture, doubling farmers' income, agri-market reforms, model APMCs, model contract farming, the recent EC ordinance, and all of those things. Okay? Understood this? Sure. Let's first understand the process of food security. ये करते कैसे? बहुत ध्यान से सुनना. ये पूरा सिस्टम क्या है, हम खाना कैसे दे रहे हैं लोगों को. ठीक है? द फर्स्ट थिंग इज यू आर प्रोड्यूसिंग फूड ग्रेन्स. कौन कर रहा है? हमारे देश का किसान कर रहा है, द फार्मर. देन द गवर्नमेंट इज procuring it from the farmer at something called a minimum support price. I'll explain the components of it. Then it is transported and stored as and when requirements are needed. उसके बाद इसको आप FCI के थ्रू ट्रांसपोर्ट और स्टोर करते हो. You have godowns, you have the Food Corporation of India, and we will talk about the Food Corporation of India as well. And then this is sold to states. Clear on this? फिर states इसको भेजती है PDS outlets पे, and then from PDS outlets you are distributing it to your final consumers. This table must be drawn in your answers on food security. Is this clear? Is this clear? This table must be drawn because ये सब कुछ दो लाइन में एक्सप्लेन कर देती है. Otherwise you'll spend 100 words explaining where to where. Clear on this? तो हम ये प्रॉब्लम देखेंगे, ये प्रॉब्लम देखेंगे, ये प्रॉब्लम देखेंगे और ये प्रॉब्लम देखेंगे. Clear on this? Understood this? Yes? So if you divide it into two parts, the second part is PDS and the first is food procurement. समझ में आया? ये दो पार्ट में खाना लेना, खाना देना. ठीक है? Now, introduction. Procurement of food grains from farmers at remunerative prices, storage, maintenance of food buffers of food security and price stability. Third, distribution particularly to the vulnerable sections at affordable prices. CIP stands for Central Issue Price. ठीक है, मैं बताऊंगा ये क्या होता है. Context क्या है? Introduction में क्या लिखोगे? The COVID pandemic has led us to examine the role of the Food Corporation of India and an enhanced need for food security. We have recently launched the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, which essentially gets more food grain to more people. Third, the large movement of reverse migration has added additional burden on states in the rural areas to provide for food. Fourth, we've had initiatives of One Nation, One Ration Card, which I've discussed with you before also. And the Economic Survey 2020 talks about the problems of government interventions in agriculture, which is the Food Corporation of India, and the Essential Commodities Act. Because of this context, you have told the examiner to the examiner's face कि मेरे को पता है कि तूने मुझसे ये सवाल क्यों पूछा है. Do you understand the point of this? You have established relevancy to the question. समझ में आया? बिकॉज फूड सिक्योरिटी तो बहुत ही ज्यादा कॉमन है. जब वेन यू टेल द एग्जामिनर कि भाई तूने मुझसे इसलिए पूछा है क्योंकि ये हुआ है, अब मैं तेरे को बताएगा ऐसा क्यों हुआ है. क्लियर ऑन दिस इज कॉल्ड एस्टैब्लिशिंग कॉन्टेक्स्ट. Yes, let's say for example, जब आंध्र प्रदेश तेलंगाना division had happened, that time in the mains exam there was a question, do big states make sense or smaller states make sense. तभी एग्जामिनर को इंट्रोडक्शन में बताओ कि मेरे को पता है कि तेलंगाना अलग हुआ है, मेरे को पता है कि बोडोलैंड में प्रॉब्लम है, गोरखालैंड में प्रॉब्लम है, मैं तेरे को बता रहा है, तेरे को बता रहा है कि उत्तर प्रदेश में सही किया कि नहीं किया. अब मैं बताएगा डज इट डू बिग स्टेट्स मेक सेंस और स्मॉलर स्टेट्स डू. ठीक है, क्लियर ऑन दिस. दिस इज कॉल्ड एस्टैब्लिशिंग कॉन्टेक्स्ट इन स्टैटिक क्वेश्चंस. ठीक है, देन यू मूव टू डेटा. भाई सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल नंबर 2 very clearly talks about zero hunger. Then you have something called the Global Hunger Index 2019, which was released very recently. India ranks 102 out of 170. डेटा दे दिया, ऐसा छाती में मेरे को कलीजा में ठंडक चला गया कि हाँ ये डेटा रट के आया, ये अच्छा आदमी. Second, you have two mechanisms: the Food Corporation of India under Food Corporation Act 1964, and second, National Food Security Act 2013. ठीक है, इसका कंडेंस्ड फॉर्म जीएस में यूज कर लेना, इसका लॉन्ग फॉर्म एसए में यूज कर लेना. ठीक है, अंडरस्टूड. यू कैन ऑल्सो मेक अ स्टोरी आउट ऑफ इट, दैट्स ऑल्सो नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम. ठीक है, clear on this? Okay, now look at the full structure: procurement, storage, distribution, overall. दिख गया? Procurement problems, procurement solutions. Storage problems, storage solutions. Distribution problems, distribution solutions. Overall problems, overall solutions. Clear on this? समझ में आया ये? Clear? एक जगह सब मिल गया. ठीक है, so let's look at, and then we will pick up all of these. अब मैं ये एक समझाऊंगा, but let me just give you a broad idea कि भाई प्रोक्योरमेंट प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि प्राइवेट सेक्टर को डिसइंसेंटिव है. दूसरा क्या है, प्राइस डिस्टॉर्शन बहुत होता है एग्रीकल्चर में बिकॉज ऑफ फूड इन्फ्लेशन. तीसरा क्या है, देयर इज अ डिस्टॉर्टेड क्रॉपिंग पैटर्न. 4, you do not clearly target कौन से क्रॉप्स लेने हैं, कौन से नहीं लेने, किन से लेने, किन से नहीं लेने. Because all of this happens by the Food Corporation of India. वो साथ में बैठ के करता है. This is license Raj of the Mughal era. That is why you need to decentralized procurement. Correct? Then you need to revamp your policy on minimum support prices. And you have to create an open market to set up to check artificial food inflation. Okay? Clear on this? Understood? Yes. Similarly with storage, I'll get into details of this, don't worry. With storage, ये बहुत simple है, बहुत self explanatory है. स्टोरेज के साथ क्या प्रॉब्लम होगी भाई, जगह नहीं है ना, जगह नहीं है, खाना खराब हो जाता है और ज्यादा बचा के रखते हैं. यस और नो? यस, यही इशू है. करेक्ट, बेसिक यही फंडा है ना, ओपन मार्केट सेल. यस, क्लियर ऑन दिस? ओके. एनीवे, स्टोरेज में यही इशू है ना, आप खाना लाके रख देते हो, उसमें कीड़े आ जाते हैं, कॉकरोच आ जाते हैं. या तो कम रखते हो तो बहुत ज्यादा रखते हो, जो ज्यादा रखना चाहिए वो कम रखते हो, जो कम रखते हो ज्यादा रखना चाहिए. ठीक है, सॉल्यूशंस क्या है? पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टनरशिप करो, डिजिटाइज करो, ऑनलाइन डिपो मैनेजमेंट करो, ओपन मार्केट सेल्स करो. करेक्ट, जो हम ईसीए के थ्रू कर रहे हैं. डू वी अंडरस्टैंड दिस? डू वी अंडरस्टैंड द लार्जर आइडिया बिहाइंड दिस? कि जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल एक अच्छा डीएचएल, एक अच्छी प्राइवेट लॉजिस्टिक्स कंपनी को हायर करो, वो कितना फैंसी काम करेगा कि नहीं करेगा, वो है ना, अच्छे से रखेगा सामान. यस, दैट इज व्हाई. क्लियर ऑन दिस? हाँ, ये नहीं कि मतलब अब फ्लिपकार्ट वाले वही काम कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, दीज आर स्मॉल थिंग्स की ई रेफ्रिजरेटेड वैन्स हो गया, decontaminated warehouses, there are a lot of those things. I'll get into these details. मैं बस जनरली इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहा हूँ. डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. प्रॉब्लम क्या है भाई? डुप्लीकेट बेनिफिशियरी। सुना है ना, एक खानदान में चार लोग चार अलग अलग राशन कार्ड पे राशन लेके आ रहे हैं और फिर वो अपनी दुकान चला रहे हैं, एंड देन आई एम सॉरी आनंद, सो व्हाट दे essentially doing is आई एम सो sorry, so how does it work? There are four people in a family, all four of them have four different ration cards, and all four of them get their own ration, and then they run their own mini big bazaar. That's a problem, is it not? And then there are of course corruption, leakages. The trucks are stopped midway, the food is taken off, the food is kept separately, the food is black marketed, the grain is hoarded, all of those things happen, of course it does. So from the from the place where the grain is taken from the farmer, and it is then taken to your FCI go down, in that process there'll be highway toll naka, somebody will come and take 10 bags of rice and run away, which is very very possible. From the go down, when you're transporting it to PDS, people will just take it away from the middle. They'll under report ki, "Arey, there was bad weather and this got that happened and therefore we had to take it off." Okay, clear. Solutions: one nation, one ration card. Second, gradual. You should look at direct benefit transfers so that there are no exclusion errors. Third, community management, which we will also talk about. What are the general problems? The overall general problems is increasing food subsidy. MSP is, see, there's a beautiful line I remember reading somewhere. A subsidy is an economist's nightmare, but a politician's dream. है ना? मतलब जब when Manmohan Singh or when Arvind Subramaniam or when Raghuram Rajan opens and sees a subsidy, okay, what are you doing? What is wrong with you? Because the money is not going to come back. It is going to it's going to cost you a lot of trouble later on. For politicians, it makes great sense. It makes great sense because um, you get votes out of it. People love you for it. You come back into power. Okay, correct. And then solutions have to be, your increasing food subsidy has to be done in the right manner, and you have to rationalize your National Food Security Act. And I'll explain all of this in detail to you, so don't worry. ठीक है, clear? और मैं एक broad conclusion बता देता हूँ, and I'll get into it. That the pandemic has highlighted the need and importance of food security buffers. Innovation in food management with competitive private sector participation is important. The economic survey highlights the economic rationale for streamlining the bargaining food subsidy, and yet at the same time it must be ensured that there aren't any errors of exclusion. ये तो आपका broad हो गया. Now I will take a magnifying glass and I will look at each of these so that you have independent answers ready for these. At the same time, you have a consolidated answer away. Clear on this? Okay, चलो शुरू करते हैं. Procurement. Procurement of food grains from farmers at remunerative prices, called the minimum support price. The price guarantee is given by the government to the farmers. The minimum support price is announced for 22 mandated crops, and you have fair remunerative pricing for sugarcane. The direct procurement is only for wheat, rice, and sugarcane. It is recommended, the pricing is recommended by the Committee on Agricultural Prices, and it is approved by the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. ठीक है, कौन डिसाइड करता है क्या होगा? CACP, और प्री में ये पूछ चुके हैं. ठीक है, कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं? A2 actual cash expended, FL family labor. C2 is A2 plus FL plus land lent foregone plus interest on capital assets. Okay, understood? And it's present, the remunerative prices are presently announced as Committee on Agriculture, Committee on Prices, Central Committee on CACP. Yeah, Committee on Prices. ठीक है, presently announced as 150% or 1.5 times, which is of your current price. और स्वामीनाथन कमीशन ने बोला है कि 1.5 टाइम्स होना चाहिए कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव कॉस्ट का. नाउ दिस इज, आई अंडरस्टैंड टू मच ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स. व्हाट आई जस्ट नीड यू टू अंडरस्टैंड इज योर मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइसेस, कमीशन एग्रीकल्चरल कॉस्ट एंड प्राइसेस. यस, your minimum support prices must always be more relevant, must always be more reflective. ठीक है, Committee on Agricultural Costs and Prices. CCA, if I'm not wrong, is the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. वही है ना CCA, Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, correct? ठीक. So all you need to do is we need to rationalize the way we calculate minimum support prices. ठीक है. Now, what are the issues? It crowds out private investment because government is the largest procurer and the holder of private gain of food gains. 40 to 50% of the total market surplus of rice and wheat is procured by the government. और किसी के पास कुछ बचेगा ही नहीं. It adversely impacts agricultural markets. For example, food inflation or makes agricultural exports less competitive. ठीक है. Third, distorts cropping pattern. We were talking about this. Farmers only opt for crops which assured procurement. There are social costs because it affects crop diversity and nutrition security. And it also has ecological costs because it leads to the depletion of the resources, soil sanitization, and etc. Poor targeting. Problem with poor targeting is that small marginal farmers are not aware enough, and there is a regional disparity amongst FCI go downs. Increased costs. MSP has been increased in the recent years and very recently now also, leading to a higher food subsidy. Clear on this? ठीक है. तो क्या प्रॉब्लम है? The problem with minimum support prices and agricultural procurement is that one, there is not enough left for the private sector to procure. Two, because of this, inflation and market dynamics get affected. Three, you affect the health and the stability of the crop. Fourth, the ones who really need it, इस reservation के लिए भी हम कहते हैं, the ones who really need reservation are still not able to get it. The farmers who really need this are still not able to get it. And fourth, it's an increased cost on the government. Clear on this? All right. So recommendations क्या है शांता कुमार कमेटी के? As you know, Shanta Kumar is all you need to know that is needed. A decentralized procurement where states have adequate infrastructure, and FCI should focus on procurement from states experiencing distress sales. जहां पे नहीं बिक रहा है वहां से लो. Then you should have negotiable warehouse receipts. इसका मतलब मैं समझा देता हूँ, थोड़ा सा टेक्निकल है. Suppose there is a farmer. Okay, the farmer goes to FCI where the food has to be procured. Farmer deposits, let's say, 50 kilogram of rice. FCI gives them a receipt. Okay. Now this receipt is like a collateral against rice. The farmer can take this receipt and go to a bank or any other financial institution and say, देखो मेरे पास 50 किलो राइस था जो मैंने फूस FCI में रखा था, अब मेरे को उसके बेसिस पे थोड़ा 2000 रुपए दे दो ना प्लीज. You understand this? You're like, yes, this is true. Negotiable warehouse receipts, like a GSEC. You need to revisit minimum support price policy and align it with crop diversification and sustainable production. For example, higher MSPs for pulses, which will promote nutritional security. According to the economic survey, state governments, particularly those taking decentralized procurement, are encouraged to maximize procurement of wheat and rice. Sale of wheat and rice is undertaken to the open market sales scheme, which is to check inflationary trend in prices and food grains. Clear on this? Understood? Simple enough. No problem at all. ठीक है. Next, storage. Inadequacy है, spoilage है. What are the steps taken as per the economic survey? You should have a private entrepreneur's guarantee scheme to augment the existing storage capacity. Construction of godowns has been undertaken in PPP mode in 22 states. You should create construction of steel silos. Silos are containers in PPP mode. Clear? The second problem is high cost leakages and poor efficiency, for which we are now looking at an online depot management system to automate the entire process of depot operations, receipt, storage, issue of grains, as if you are giving your entire as a courier लेते हैं. ठीक है. Then inbuilt modules for inventory management, quality control, storage, transit loss management, gun inventory, etc. Recommendations क्या है शांता कुमार कमेटी की? Outsource warehousing corporations to the Central Warehousing Corporation, State Warehousing Corporation, private under the private entrepreneur guarantee scheme. सब कुछ खुद से मत करो. And right from issuing the grain to distributing the grain, everything should be digitized, so that you know there is some amount of accountability to things. Clear? Then buffers. क्या होता है? Minimum requirements are prescribed by food grain stocking norms for central pool to ensure कि हाँ इतना तो रखना ही है पैसा, कि मतलब कम से कम इतना तो रखना ही है। क्लियर ऑन दिस कि इमरजेंसी हो गई, फ्लड हो गया, पैंडेमिक हो गया, कुछ भी, ठीक है। एंड देर आर मंथली रिलीजेस ऑफ फूड ग्रेन्स फॉर सप्लाई थ्रू द टारगेटेड पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन स्कीम्स और अदर वेलफेयर स्कीम्स। Emergency situations arising out of unexpected crop failure, natural disasters. To use the food grain stock in central pool for market augmentation or intervention, to augment supply is to help moderate open market prices. दिस मीन्स जैसे आरबीआई नहीं करता है करेंसी में कि डॉलर बहुत ज्यादा अगर हो रहा है तो थोड़ा रुपए डाल के डॉलर को स्टेबलाइज कर लेते हैं, like how forex is regulated. So whenever you think that the prices are going out of control, use your buffer to stabilize it. The problem is FCI stocks are way above buffer longs, way above buffer norms. Therefore, it's increasing costs. Reason: your exports are banned, there are restrictions imposed, you have the Essential Commodities Act, and you have an open-ended procurement. Recommendations by the Shanta Kumar Committee have a transparent liquidation policy, and whatever is excess should be sold in the open market. Clear? Third, distribution, particularly to the vulnerable at affordable prices. The distribution is done under the Food Security Act and other welfare schemes. ठीक है, जैसे मिड डे मील हो गया, इंटीग्रेटेड चाइल्ड स्कीम, चाइल्ड डेवलपमेंट स्कीम हो गया, वैसे। ठीक है, नाउ सी व्हाट हैपेंस हियर. You have a legal right to food. There was a Supreme Court judgment called Chameli Singh versus State of Punjab. There's a legal right to food. Coverage provides for coverage up to 75% of the rural population and 50% of the urban population receiving food grains under the TDPS. ICDS stands for Integrated Child Development Scheme. ठीक है. Now, identification of beneficiaries under this act is in two categories. One, households covered under Antodaya Anna Yojana, and priority households within the coverage determined for the state or UT. At present, the act has been implemented in all states, covering about 80 crore people to get highly subsidized food grains. If you remember what a day from the previous week, I spoke to you about 80 crore food grains. Yes? Clear? Problems. Beneficiary pool is very high, therefore costs. Your central issue prices is very low. It was supposed to be for 3 years, but then it has been linked with. Clear? Then duplication of beneficiaries, multiple Aadhaar cards. Recommendations: the Shanta Kumar Committee on Restructuring FCI says, since some leakages are as high as 40 and 50%, computerization should be a prerequisite for National Food Security Act. Bring it down to 40%, you're covering way too much. Third, central issue price, the price at which the center determines it will procure to pay for welfare schemes. And gradual introduction of cash transfers, कि पैसा दे दो, वो जाके राशन से खरीद लेंगे, राशन घर पहुंचाने की जरूरत नहीं है. Now, there are some disadvantages also because people tend to misuse the money, but this is the larger idea. ठीक है? Steps taken: one nation, one ration card. Second, integrated management of public distribution system. Third, helps migrant workers who get deprived of their quota of subsidized grains under NFSA. Fourth, main objective: to introduce nationwide portability of ration card holders under NFSA. This is very, very important. हम जो बात कर रहे थे one nation, one ration card की, ठीक है, such that migrant workers can obtain their entitled quota of any choice, of any choice, by using their same existing ration cards after biometric or Aadhaar authentication. कि तुम वहां गए, वो एक मशीन होगा, उसमें अंगूठा डाला, तुम्हारा डेटा आ गया, तुमको उन्होंने राशन दे दिया. And hopefully you should have interstate portability and intrastate portability as soon as possible across the country. We still have it in a few places, but it's not that good. And the whatever has Asha ration cards have been duplicated, unko khatam karo. And you have to ensure that Aadhaar linked DBT does not result in the exclusion of already excluded marginalized sections. मतलब ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि तुमने डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर को आधार से लिंक किया और वही हो गया जो रिजर्वेशन पॉलिसी में कई बार होता है, that the people who really would have benefited out of it उनको मिल ही नहीं पा रहा है because there are other factors involved. ठीक है, क्लियर? जितना हो सके डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट transfers use करो, as somebody was talking about it. Clear on this? And as a case study, food grains in Chandigarh, Pondicherry, Dadar and Nagar Haveli, it is being done in a cash transfer mode, under which food subsidies transferred into the bank accounts of beneficiaries who have then a choice to buy food grains from the open market. Okay, and then you can have पंचायत मार्केट्स, कम्युनिटी मैनेजमेंट, जहां पे सरपंच के डायरेक्शन में ये सब हो रहा है. सो इट बिकम्स अ लॉट मोर कन्वीनियंट, इट बिकम्स अ लॉट मोर, यू कुड से इट बिकम्स अ लॉट मोर ट्रांसपेरेंट एंड इजी गोइंग. ठीक है, ओके. नाउ कॉस्ट्स. प्रॉब्लम क्या है भाई? द इकोनॉमिक कॉस्ट ऑफ फूड ग्रेन्स, ये पूछा हुआ एग्जाम में पहले भी. थ्री कॉस्ट्स, द थ्री कंपोनेंट्स: cost of pooled grains, procurement, cost of distribution. Food subsidy में क्या आता है? Subsidy which is provided to FCI for what? For one, procurement and distribution of wheat and rice under NFSA, and second, maintaining strategic reserve of food grains. And subsidies provided to states for undertaking decentralized procurement. ठीक है. Now understand this. This becomes very complicated in a larger ecosystem. ठीक है? All right. Problem क्या है? High minimum support price, high incidentals, low central issue prices. उससे क्या होता है? आप सब्सिडी में बहुत ज्यादा खर्च करने लगते हो. ठीक है? While economic interests of vulnerable sections need to be safeguarded, the economic rationale of increasing central issue prices cannot be undermined. It has to be addressed. Subsidy, while necessary, remains a trade-off against capital investment. मतलब जब जब तुम पैसा सब्सिडी में खर्च करोगे, उतने कम गोडाउन बनाओगे, उतने कम रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग होगी, उतना कम टेक्नोलॉजी आएगी, बिकॉज सब्सिडी इज अ वेरी शॉर्ट टर्म गेन, वेयर एज कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट इज अ लॉन्ग टर्म गेन. Clear on this? Okay. Then you have the Essential Commodities Act, and we've spoken about this. Remember Water Day in the last week? We've spoken about Essential Commodities Act, enacted in 1955, recently undergoing an ordinance as well, enacted to control the production, supply, and distribution of certain essential goods. The powers have been delegated to the states. The states can issue control orders to regulate price limits, stock holding limits, and restrict movements of of goods, dealer licenses, etc. It was enacted at a time where speculative hoarding and black marketing was a real threat to agricultural markets. क्या क्या कवर होता है ये प्री के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है, अनफॉर्चुनेटली, बट ये प्री के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. Petroleum and petroleum product, food stuff which includes edible oil seeds, etc. Raw jute, drugs, prices on essential drugs which are controlled by DPCO. We've spoken about DPCO also in the last week. Remember drug pricing control order, which is released through the National Pharmaceutical Authority. Then fertilizers, a fertilizer control order, onion and potato, seeds of food crops, fruits and vegetables, cattle fodder, jute seeds and cotton trees. ठीक है, क्लियर ऑन दिस? तो ये है प्रॉब्लम्स. एग्रीकल्चरल मार्केट डिस्टॉर्शंस, इसकी वजह से डिमांड सप्लाई में प्रॉब्लम होता है. सेकंड, जो एग्रीकल्चरल वैल्यू चेन है, जो एक्सपोर्ट्स की चेन है, वो डिस्टॉर्ट हो जाती है. प्रोड्यूसर्स के प्रॉफिट्स कम हो जाते हैं. सो इट रिड्यूसेस एग्रीकल्चरल चार्म टू इन्वेस्ट. देन इन्वेस्टमेंट इन स्टोरेज कम हो जाता है. It inhibits the prohibitive of the it inhibits the something called the commodity derivative market, कि आप एग्रीकल्चरल गुड्स को स्टॉक मार्केट में खेल रहे हो, वो नहीं हो पाएगा. ठीक है. एंड इट प्रोहिबिट्स द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ एन इंटीग्रेटेड कंपेटिटिव नेशनल मार्केट. ठीक है. There are considerable administrative costs and there's a low rate of conviction against those people who violate ECA norms. ठीक है. तो ECA क्या करता है? There was a recent ordinance. This ordinance is to increase competition, liberalize and protect consumer interests. The central government may regulate certain supply of certain goods such as cereals, pulses, etc., but and only under extraordinary times such as war, famine, natural calamity, extraordinary price rise, etc. ठीक है. The imposition of any stock limit on specified items must be based on price rise. A stock limit must be imposed only if there is a 100% increase in retail price and 50% increase in the retail price of non-perishable agricultural food items. Clear on this? Any stock limit will not apply to the processor or a value chain participant of an agricultural produce. इसका मतलब अगर पहले से चल रहा है और it is done if it is done for somebody who's processing an agricultural produce, वो उगा नहीं रहा है, उसको प्रोसेस कर रहा है कि वो आटा पीस रहा है, वो चक्की चला रहा है, तो उस पे ये नहीं लगेगा. ठीक है. As long as the stock is less than the overall capacity of the processing, there's a demand for export and things like that. हाँ, जैसे लेस बनाते हैं. ठीक है. A value chain participant means a person engaged in the production or a value addition at any stage of processing, packaging, storage, transport, or distribution. ठीक है. This will not apply to the government orders relating to PDS or targeted PDS. ठीक है. फर्क होता है होम डिलीवरी का, बस समझ में आया? Now, I know this is very complex, but it is important. It has to be done properly. ठीक है. Even if you reproduce 40% of whatever I have discussed with you, it's more than enough. Clear? Shubham, I'm sorry if this is boring enough for you. Next time I will dance to make sure you're happy, because unlike life, UPSC is a fairly boring setup. Boring हो गया सर. जब ये आएगा ना 15 नंबर का, और जब बोर होके एग्जामिनर आपको 2 नंबर देगा ना शुभम, तो फिर मुझे भी बहुत बोरिंग लगेगा कि यार शुभम क्यों नहीं मिला यार. ठीक है. दिस एग्जाम इज बेस्ड ऑन कि मन मार के हड़प्पा पढ़ो, नहीं तो हड़प्पा होगा एग्जाम में. डू वी अंडरस्टैंड दिस? ओके विपिन, आई गेट बैक टू योर ईमेल टुडे. ठीक है. क्लियर? Understood this? Good. So this is what a week. This is there. This is more than enough. Okay. IGP 1 plus, yes. Okay, Naina. Sure, Abhishek. Yes, Ushnish, we can call it multiple burden also. Of course, you can use build something up. You can build up. If you are a creative writer, please build up everything, है ना? Anything and everything. एडवांस डायरेक्टिव मतलब पहले से बता रहे हैं. थ्री 309 अनुराग. या स्नेहा, दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर 2021 ऑल्सो बेटा. मतलब अगले साल ऐसा तो नहीं कि फूड कॉर्पोरेशन पे बम गिर जाएगा. Beta, that one mental health consolidated note. Now I'll tell you how this works. Now if you want to know the sources, I'll tell you sources कैसे करते हैं. ठीक है. To give you these one lines that are all backed up by data, I have to go through the entire national mental health policy, read about 4 EPW articles, a Lancet study. I've gone through the summary of the actual National Mental Health Care Survey 2015-16. In addition to that, Hindu editorials, ताकि तुमको और मेहनत नहीं करनी पड़े. समझ में आया? तुमको एक जगह मिल जाए ताकि मैं सारा रगड़ा के तुमको दे दूं. नहीं, तुमको ये प्रिपेयर करने में टाइम लगेगा. ठीक है? समझ में आया? तो ऐसे करना है. Don't worry, I'll give you all of these. All right. Food processing as a solution, absolutely. एड हॉक मतलब टेम्पररी। मैं सारे पीडीएफ डाल दूंगा अभी। ठीक है। ओके। चलो। एनीथिंग एल्स दैट यू डिड नॉट अंडरस्टैंड बता देना मुझे, जस्ट मेल इट टू मी। आजकल मैंने टाइम पर रिप्लाई करने शुरू कर दिए हैं, है ना, क्योंकि थोड़ा मैंने डेडिकेटेड दे दिया 1 घंटा, तो मैं निकाल रहा हूँ मैं। ठीक है। ओके। नेम, ईमेल आईडी, टेलीग्राम चैनल, डिस्काउंट कोड, जस्ट इन केस somebody needs to. Okay, bye bye, see you in the evening today at 9:15 for water day after water week. अभी मैं खाना खाने जाऊंगा because I am dead tired. Thank you so much guys. Take care. See you guys in the evening at 9:15. ठीक है। Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.